Hey there, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Coffee with Chuck. You'll notice today that we're in a very different setup than we usually are. Chuck and I are each working from home these days
We
and
are
trying to
indeed.
keep things going. How you
Yep,
doing, Chuck?
a lot of things have changed since the last one we published.
Yeah, quite
It's,
rapidly.
well, this just shows how flexible and nimble we are as a company.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
And
what
I
are you
know
drinking today?
what am I drinking today?
Yeah.
Went back to old favorite, our friends at Counterculture Coffee in Durham, and this is not one that we've had before, but this one is called Fast Forward, and I think it's a sentiment that we all hold right now. I think we'd like to fast forward to the end of this situation and this crisis, and think ahead to a time when things get back to normal. But it's great coffee.
Yeah, well, I'm drinking Starbucks from Costco out of a Keurig. So I don't have a regular coffee maker at home anymore.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the French
If it's
press.
not in a pot, I can't make it.
Yeah. So, Chuck, there's a lot on people's minds these days. Seems to be one burning topic, though, and it's pretty much what we've dedicated ourselves to over the last several weeks.
Yes, it
Let's
is.
talk about what's going on with COVID-19.
We hardly knew what COVID-19 was in the U.S. 3 weeks ago, certainly 4 weeks ago. And everything, just about everything we know about how we work and live in the United States has changed dramatically particularly in the last week to 10 days, and will probably change even further. So I made two commitments up front to our employees, and I think we've communicated to member number one. We need to ensure that we keep our workplaces safe for our employees so that they can continue to serve our members. And then secondly, ensure that we're able to continue providing service to our members on an ongoing basis. And so our employees have done a remarkable job pulling together. We have about 300 employees today working from home, continuing to do their jobs remotely. 2 weeks ago, we had over 400 employees working from our headquarters. That's down to 100. And we've moved a large number of employees out to the branches. So literally in a period of about 10 days, we transformed how we serve members. One of the big advantages we have is our video teller service, our personal teller machines. And so while many branches are reducing branch hours, which means reduced teller hours, we're able to continue providing teller service 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so we're now focused on making sure that, it was a tough decision last week to make the decision to close our branch lobbies, but we needed to do that in the interest of the safety of our employees as well as members. And I do know that most of the branches are still seeing members by appointment or members who have a special situation that needs to be taken care of. But other than that, all of our channels are open. We're continuing to do everything we can to ensure that our members can continue to get money, pay bills, and all of that stuff.
We also have a lot of great online and digital tools that they have
Yeah.
access to as well.
Yeah, our digital channel, you could deposit checks through digital, pay bills through digital, apply for loans through digital, open new deposit accounts through digital, make transfers inside, between accounts at Coastal, make transfers to accounts elsewhere. And so we are as well positioned as any financial institution to enable our members to do literally everything they need to do with us through either our ATM PTMs or through the digital channel. And so we're in a position where members don't have to come inside a branch to keep doing their normal financial stuff. And we're committed to ensuring that continues into the future.
And I'm sure a lot of members are happy to hear that. And we're very nearly at 100%, business as usual from an everyday transactional standpoint.
Well, and I should also mention that we still have a 7x24 call center.
Right.
We put more of our employees into the call center, what I call the level 2 call center that we have here at Coastal. So we continue to be able to support a 7x24 call center. And call volumes have been pretty normal. We've seen some pickup in the past couple of days, but we're still able to deliver services to the call center as well.
So the other side of it is, for a lot of members, and every day seems like an increasingly higher number, for a lot of people, it's not business as usual.
No,
and for them, we've had to do a lot.
Well, we've done a lot and we'll continue to do more. So back during the financial crisis, we know that unemployment in North Carolina got to double digits. We had a lot of members who were unemployed for quite a bit of time. And so we put together what we call our member assistance program, which is a team of employees that can work with a member to restructure loan payments, defer loan payments, refinance loans, so on and so forth, to help them get through certainly a short-term period where income is interrupted. And so we did a ton of that back during the financial crisis. That program continues, although the volumes normally are pretty low. We are expanding that program again. We put a large group of employees this week through training on how to support requests. We've also put an application inside of digital banking in the secure messaging capability. So if you're in digital banking, go to secure messaging. There's a way to submit a request for a modification or payment deferral on a loan you have with us. And we have a team that's getting bigger every day working those requests. So the good news this time around, we've been given a lot of latitude from our federal regulators to accommodate what's going to be a difficult time for members in particular who lose their jobs. And so we have a team that's meeting every afternoon, a team of executives at Coastal that are continuing to look at other things we can do. And so every Friday, we're going to be providing an updated communication to members outlining, here's what we've done, here's what you can get access to, and so forth. But we're going to do everything within our power and resources to help members get through, particularly members who've had a big reduction in income or loss in income, get through this period until they're able to get on unemployment, until the government pays out these big payments to individuals and families. It's why we're here. And so we're going to be in this fight with each of you.
And, being part of all the communication that we're doing, both internally and to members, I just got to have to say that it's truly impressive how much we've been able to do, both for our members, for our employees, in an incredibly short period of time. I've heard from members directly, I've heard from employees directly, and it seems like we're on top of everything. It's incredible what we've had to do in a short period of time, what we've been able to do, and then the things that we're talking about continuing to do and continuing to provide relief for members.
Well, and I want to give a shout out to our volunteer board of directors and supervisory committee. They meet every month. They're not paid, so that's truly a volunteer role. They have been amazing. They've given me the authority I need to move quickly without a bureaucracy slowing us down. And so we're able to move pretty quickly as circumstances change based on the trust and authority that they placed in us. And so we have, I think, a pretty big toolkit right now to work with members to get through this.
Certainly a huge undertaking, and everyone's done their part.
It is.
So I would just, like to remind our members, you mentioned that we're doing weekly updates. Most of those are coming out by email, but things happen daily, sometimes several times a day. And as they do, we're providing updates on our member landing page. It's coastal24.com/COVID-19. But actually, if you just go to our website, there's a banner on the front page. There's a ad block
Yep.
on the front page as well. Both of those link you right to that page. And it's got all of the latest updates of what Coastal's doing to respond to the situation, what's available to you, as well as just what the latest updates are and how we're reacting to those.
Changing daily.
Absolutely.
Oh, Joe, I want to mention one other thing. So I know that Durham County announced today that they're going to a stay-at-home policy, trying to keep people at home. We expect Wake County may do it as well today or tomorrow, and I think it's inevitable that the state will do it at some point. Coastal is considered an essential business. So grocery stores are essential. We have to have a place to go buy groceries. Pharmacies, we have to have a place to go get medicines. And a number of other kinds of companies are considered essential. So are financial institutions. You have to be able to get to your money. You have to be able to get loans. And so Coastal, in all of these stay-at-home proclamations, is one of those essential companies. What that means is our employees can still go to work. They can get in their car, drive to one of our offices if they're working somewhere in our network, work all day, and then go back home. So in various parts of the country, the state or the county, if you will, has forced all kinds of companies to shut down and say your employees can't come to work. Coastal is exempt from that. And so which is important because it ensures that we can continue to have employees working from various locations to serve our members.
Absolutely. And that's great for employees to know, for members to know, just a reassurance that for whatever you need us for, we are going to be here.
We are here. We're going to stay here.
Wherever here is at the moment.
Wherever
right?
here is.
Excellent. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Life in the U.S. and life as an employee of a company have, to some extent, been turned upside down in the last couple of weeks. The conditions we're dealing with today are unlike any I've seen in my lifetime. I think probably have to go back to World War II to see a period when it was this turbulent and somewhat traumatic. We're going to overcome this as a nation. We're here to help members through it. And I just want to say, hang in there, be safe. Let us know how we can help you, particularly if you're unemployed or have a loss of income. But we're in this fight for the long haul and in it to help serve our members and keep them and our employees safe. So it's, great companies stand out during difficult times, and we're going to stand out at Coastal.
Well said. Well said. Well, that's about all we have time for this time. We're not sure where we'll be sitting next time, but we'll definitely be back. Looking forward to giving you all kinds of updates of what's going on in the world, what's going on at Coastal, and how we're here to help. As Chuck said, you've got anything that you need us to help with, let us know. Put those comments.
Absolutely.
Put those comments in if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, in the comments below, and let us know what it is that is affecting you and how we can step in and help. Or if you've got any questions about what we're doing, how we're approaching something, we're trying to make sure we're out there to help people through the situations that they're in. And the situations change daily, though, so we're trying to react as fast as we can and as thoroughly as we can. So, but that's all we have right now. So,
Thanks, Joe. Great job.
Chuck. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in.
Talk to you soon.